Welcome back to AHR Live with PHCPPros. I'm Ashlei Williams, the editor of Plumbing Engineer magazine, and I am here with Wes Lobo, who is Vice President of Marketing and Product Development at Watts Water Technologies, and he's going to speak about some of the trending topics with AERCO and PVI Industries. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Ashlei. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. So let's talk specifically first about some boiler technology. Can you tell me about how design has improved recently for you all?
Yeah, great question. So, boiler technology really over the last 10, 15 years has been transitioning from non-condensing to condensing technology, and really that's about driving efficiencies higher and higher. So thermal efficiencies of the products getting in the low to mid 90s. And what's happening really in the last couple of years and what we see going forward is as people sort of peak out on the efficiency side of things is controls. So we see on the boiler side, boilers have a little bit more of a control dynamic than some other products in the mechanical room. And so we see controls playing a big part. And we also see some of the ancillaries around the boiler and the boiler plant playing a big part. We at AERCO, a Watts brand, have really focused on that by last year we launched our Edge controller. So this year in our booth you'll see highlighted our new Benchmark Platinum boiler with the Edge controller, and really it's the controls around the boiler system. So with us, we've really focused on providing our customers with three avenues of peace of mind, which is to save on the financial impact and also on time. It's to simplify the operation, really helping the technicians with startup and maintenance. And it's to strengthen the performance of the system, really strengthening on the veins of reliability, performance, and maintenance. And so if you think about save, simplify, strengthen, that's really the benchmark of our boiler design today.
Got it. And can you tell me specifically how has technology improved for water heater design?
So on the water heater side, it's a little bit more unique of an application because on the boiler side, closed loop water systems, not as aggressive. On the water heater side, it's an open loop design, so the water coming into the facility is the water that's going into your water heater, and so there's a lot more of an aggressive environment going on in there. So you really have to focus on materials of construction that water is going to be going through in that high heat environment. The other thing on water heaters is you see the industry really trending toward wanting larger BTUs, smaller footprint, and so it's really about optimizing the space of the mechanical room. It's such valuable space, and if you think about a mechanical room for any equipment, it's non-revenue space in a building, whether it's a hotel, an office space, and so when designers and owners can minimize the footprint of their mechanical room, they can actually turn more of that space into revenue-generating space. So our mission really is to provide equipment that's easily retrofittable, fits through a 36-inch door for retrofit, to be able to get in there with small footprint, for new construction, minimize the footprint of that mechanical room, and really optimize the revenue-generating space in the building.
That makes sense. And so can you talk about what trends you see when it comes to commercial water heater installations?
So trends we're seeing, so two things. One, I mentioned the footprint piece, and so a move toward high BTU, smaller footprint technology. The other trend would be also similar to boilers. There is a ask and a pull from the market for just improved controls. The world we live in is really, it's a digitized age, and so people are looking for smart and connected products. And really that's the theme of our Watts booth this year, smart and connected. So when you come to the Watts booth where the AERCO and PVI brands sit under the Watts umbrella, you'll see our connect, control, conserve message trickle down into all the different products that are within the Watts family. And so we see the smart and connected trend playing out in water heaters, we see the small footprint trend, and we see the high BTU and the small footprint trend playing out.
Got it. And could you all talk a little bit about design challenges that you all are facing with water heaters?
So some of the design challenges on the water heater side is, so for retrofits, it's especially if you're going into systems that were either non-condensing in the past or really 20, 30-year-old technology that was a much larger footprint, it's being able to physically get that old equipment out and being able to get new equipment in. And so to try to avoid contractors having to break down walls and really put a big burden on the whole retrofit side of things, if they can go into the existing equipment, cut it out, move it out, and then move the new equipment in, fitting through that service door, that's one challenge that we feel like we've overcome by focusing on keeping our equipment within that 36-inch wide door frame. And then the other one is about, like I mentioned before, there's a increasing awareness in the industry around things like the ancillaries around the water heater. So what are you doing to look at the water coming in? What are you doing about the recirc loops? What are you doing about controls? And so it's the water heater, but then it's also the ancillaries around it.
And then speaking more big picture, in general, what should our PHCPPros readers be looking forward to from PVI and AERCO in 2020?
Well, so we are always down the trend of trying to be innovative, leading the industry in technology and smart and connected products and in footprint. And so we're excited that in 2020 we have some really cool technology planned to launch over the next 3, 6, 9 months. And so be on the lookout. Our R&D engineers are always working hard to innovate and make sure that we're providing really customer-friendly solutions. And so we've got a pretty robust pipeline coming out this year.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me this morning, Wes.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.